The Ghost's Library by David Melling. Bo had gone to bed early. She wasn't tired, so she decided to read her favorite book. The story was great. It was about a witch who had smelly feet. And Bo had just got to the interesting part about strawberry-flavored socks when, without warning, the lights went out. Bo felt a cold chill. Whispers sniffled and shuffled in the dark. I can't see a thing. It's here somewhere. Ow! That's my nose! Shadows shivered closer. A clammy hand grabbed Bo's book. It was so sudden and Bo was holding it so tightly that the book and Bo were jerked into the air. Got it! Squealed a voice. Now you guys can see that this page is kind of popping out. It's not teared, but it's like a tower, and it's so big, like you can't see the tower right now. But it's so huge, the tower's so big that they couldn't fit it in the book, so they decided to make it like a pop-out page. It's so big. Bo kept her eyes shut and tried not to let go. So she didn't see how she passed through her bedroom wall, into the night sky, and towards a very tall tower which hadn't been there 5 minutes ago. Before she knew it, Bo found herself in the Ghost Library. I must be dreaming, Bo thought. She never met any ghosts before, but she had always imagined that if she ever did, they would look very different to the three smiling at her now. Hello, said the tall one. I'm Magpie. I'm Twit, said another, floating round her head. And I'm Puddlemud, said a third voice from somewhere near her slippers. What a surprise! Welcome to the Ghost Library. What do you mean surprise? Said Bo. You brought me here. Yes, said Magpie, looking a little uncomfortable. The thing is, we wanted your book, but you wouldn't let go, so you came with it. He gave the book in Bo's hands another little tug. We collect books for our library, said Twit. Bo looked up at the shelves, but it's completely empty. You tried to steal my book, said Bo crossly. Oh no, spluttered Puddlemud. We're not thieves. We don't have our own books, so we take children's books, read them a few times, then we give them back. They looked sad, and Magpie honked noisily into a tissue. Let's have a story, said Twit quickly. They all looked at Bo. You want me to read you a story? She said. Well, now that you're here, that would be lovely, they said. Story time, yelped Twit. All at once, Bo felt a terrible draught as ghost after ghost flew into the library and popped out of the shelves. As soon as they saw her, and the ghosts started chattering excitedly. Goodness, who's that? I don't know, but I hope it's a good story. Eventually, the murmuring stopped, and it became very quiet. They waited. Bo sighed. She sat down and began to read her book about the witch. In a dark and gloomy cave, there lived a witch whose terrible feet were so stinky that her cat wore a clothes peg on its nose. This made it very difficult to purr. All the ghosts are listening. There's so many ghosts, even from the bottom of the walls, and they're all around listening to the book. There's so many pages, so many things in this one. I think this is actually the story. It's the story, it seems like. And so, as long as she kept her boots on forever, she never smelt her feet again. Bo closed the book. The ghosts were spellbound. "Wow, that was a great story," they said. "Tell us another." "No," said Bo. "Now it's your turn. Why don't you tell me a story?" "Oh, we couldn't possibly," they blushed. "We don't know any," said Magpie. "That's why we borrow books. We're the book collectors." "But you can make up any story you like. Just look around. They're everywhere," said Bo. Twit looked in his pockets. Then he took a peek in puddle muds. They all started looking. "No, not like that," laughed Bo. "I'll help you. Let's swap ideas." All of them are looking around in everybody's pockets. The ghosts were so excited that they shouted their ideas all at once. "There must be ghosts in it that make loud gibbery noises and sneaky creepy shadows with squinty eyes and spider breath." "Of course," cried Bo. "Let's tell a ghost story." The ghost decided that Bo was the best at reading stories because she put funny voices in all the right places. So they settled down and listened to her story. One damp and spooky night, 3 storybook collectors crept into the bedroom of a little girl called Bo. And she told the whole look at the pictures one by one. This is the whole story that actually happened into the book. See, she was reading her favorite book. Then the storybook collectors took her away from her bedroom. Then the other ghosts asked her to read her story. So she read, and then she asked them to read, and then suddenly once they all started to give their ideas, and then she told a spooky story. And then now they're making up more stories. Even more. So many stories they're making up. And look, there's so many stories, now the library is starting to fill up. And to this day, the ghost library is full of stories. They're mostly about ghosts, but if you look hard enough, you can find one about a witch, and a cat, and a clothespin. When Bo returned to her room, she found a small card on her pillow. On it were silver letters that danced and glowed as she read. "Friends of the Ghost Library, full membership." And now, sometimes Bo visits the ghost library, and sometimes the ghosts visit her. Whichever it is, they always insist that she reads to them with all the funny voices in all the right places. The end. Friends of the Ghost Library, full membership.